I'm going to talk about Ghana tomorrow. And I know some people are angry. Why did he speak about it today?
Hello, welcome to the channel. So if you have followed this story, you realize that Prophet Uebert said he was going to finally speak about Ghana and review who God has said is going to be the president of the next election in Ghana. Now, according to Prophet Uebert, he gave the former president of Ghana, who happens to be Mahama, he gave him a period of 10 days to reach out to him in order for him to become the president of Ghana again, which he failed to reach out to him within that duration. So currently he has contacted the people that he refers to as the fathers of Ghana, who happens to be Dr. Owusu Bempah and the Archbishop Duncan Williams, to actually reverse it so that Mahama will become the next president. So before we get into the video, those of you who want to learn how to prophesy or see angels, you can click on the link at the top of this video to watch a free video on how to do it, or click on the link below to get these books on how to prophesy or see angels.
Viewers all over the world, this is your opportunity. This that shall begin to happen shall be a thing that the Lord has made. That he is looking at the nation of Ghana with an eye that is open. And his eye is centered at looking at a country that is ravaged by economic struggles. Not because it is supposed to face it, but because there are agencies, spiritual movements that the enemy has already created, that the country has not moved in the area that it needed to move in. Because whenever God gives an assignment to a president, the church has to enact his will. So many people think that when the Lord discusses a matter with prophets and says this one is going to rule, it means that person is going to rule well just because God said he's going to rule. No. The Bible says it this way, that it is the altar that sanctifies the gift, not the gift that sanctifies the altar. That means the position of the presidency is what is anointed, and the man that sits there, you choose him, and is sanctified by the altar of the presidency. You are not hearing what I'm saying. So God spoke to me, and you heard me speak clearly. No failure. I spoke God's word. He told me if Muhammad does not call me in 10 days, he will not be president. And he did not call me. So for me, that was settled already. He will not be president. He did not call. That was settled. 100% settled. I had no doubt in my mind. 10 days. Within a few hours, his people called me, but he did not call. I don't have a problem with anyone not calling me. I'm the one who hears from God. And my position doesn't need voting in. Now hear this. Hear this. And I understand perhaps there were areas. And let me just explain to you something. I don't blame anybody for not calling me. I don't blame that. Because his son actually went to our ministry in London. He's friends with Sia. So perhaps in that line he thought he had contacted me. The chief of staff called me. Perhaps in that contacting me, they thought they had contacted me. But I told them exactly that if your boss does not call, it's already signed, sealed, delivered to Baumia. I said it. Hear me well. Hear me well now. You were waiting for this prophecy, so listen to it carefully. And the Lord said to me, after I prayed and I prayed and I looked, you see, it was a cover given to me of all the qualities of Mahama that would change Ghana. I said, if this is the quality of this man, and you are saying these are the right ones, can it not get a second chance for this man? And God said, I'm going to give you 2 names of people you already have access to. 2 names. When I say access to, it doesn't mean say I spoke to these people. I was speaking to these people. No, I wasn't. But I knew how to get a hold of them. Said you speak to Archbishop. And then you speak to a prophet, Prophet Uebert. He said, these are the authorities I put in the land of Ghana. Now watch this. He said, you put the matter before them of this 10-day timeline. When you put the matter before them, guess what? Cause them to speak to me about it and leave it with Ghana. You leave it with these 2 people and they will speak to him, and then they'll speak to me to reverse the 10-day timeline. And when I listen to them and I hear them, if I tell them it is so, then it is reversed. So while you were waiting for me to give you Ghana, God gave me 2 men that have to reverse it, to line up with the 10 days. It was guaranteed. You call within 10 days. We will not be here now talking about this. Call within 10 days. You are president. Whether you are evil or good or bad, you are president. Call. Simple call. Hello, I have called. You think mine is wanting a president to call me? I have presidents who are spiritual sons. Just now, in a few weeks, we're going to visit one of my sons who is a president. Yes, you see me there. And we've already been given people who are in the opposition parties in other countries that God said, I'm going to change and put this one as the leader. And these people are already our sons. Do you understand what I'm talking about? He has caused that to be able to put people in power, remove some. So you hear me here, coming here, not prophesying, no, declaring judgments on presidents to remove them. Not prophecy. No. Coming here to say, who is the president of this country? You said what? Guinea-Bissau. Okay, no problem. You say Gambia. Do we like him? We don't. I will come here and say, we are removing him. You will know who Uebert is. Because you don't agree, but you will see the evidence.
Now, after watching that video, you realize that one thing that he never mentioned was specifically mentioned if Mahama was going to be the president of Ghana. But he said that the Archbishop and then Prophet Uebert are the ones who are going to now reverse what has happened. So, right now, I just want to share with you what his own spiritual father, one spiritual father who happens to be Prophet Uebert spiritual father and Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa's spiritual father some time ago, what he said concerning the Ghana election. And funny enough, he has a track record of Ghana election. So he actually has been prophesying about elections, about Ghana and who is going to become the president since the 90s. So watch this video.
Now here's a man, Reverend Kusi, I'll tell you the story, who has predicted correctly, as they tell us, every election since 1992. I'll walk you through the process on the touchscreen and you understand what I'm saying. Every election is predicted. In 1992, he predicted that J.J. Rawlings would win the election. He won. Many people predicted so. 96 Rawlings. Those are not even controversial. In 2000, he predicted that the MPP will come to power through J.A. Kufuor, and that happened. In 2004, it happened. 2008 is the interesting one. So in 2008, Reverend Kusi, you can understand his history because of his father's debacle, I like to call it, with the soldiers. He doesn't really like political parties coming out of the PNDC. So NDC is not something that he's thinking about because he will say, as some people say, they killed my father. All right. But in 2008, he is reported to have met President Akufo-Addo in Kumasi, and I told him that, sir, this election, you are going to lose narrowly. But I can see God telling me that you will be president of Ghana, but in this election, you're not going to be successful. You're going to lose narrowly. Friends of Akufo-Addo, I understand, we're not particularly happy with him when he said that, because people in Kumasi said Akufo-Addo that when you go to Kumasi, go and see Reverend Kusi Boateng. He went and Reverend Kusi Boateng had bad news for him that Chief, you're not going to win the election. Okay, so as soon as that happened, the people who heard him say that said that, wow, this guy said it. This prophet said it. 2012, let's go back to him. Okay, so what happened? In 2012, Kusi Boateng then engaged with them, Akufo-Addo people again. And he told them that, I'm sorry to say, this time too, you will not win. But I see you go to court, and I think that you will win the court case, but it doesn't make you president. This is what he's reported to have said. Very interesting for those of us who are hearing it after the fact, that you will go to court and win the court, but you will not be president, because the application to the court is to change the election results for the applicant, the election petitioner, to become president. So if you say he will win the court, but he will not win the election, it doesn't kind of make sense to people who understand the legal process. But this is what he's reported to have said. Truly, the court, if you look at it contextually, it looks like Akufo-Addo won the court, but he didn't become president. Then in 2016, Reverend Kusi Boateng, in 2016, Reverend Kusi Boateng predicted a landslide victory for Akufo-Addo, and it happened. And then from that time, he became friends with the people. Let me take you back to the story. Now, in 2008, when he made that prediction and Professor Mills was sworn in, friends of Professor Mills who were born-again Christians wanted him to come and meet with Professor Mills. Reverend Kusi Boateng hesitated to do the first meeting with Professor Mills because he said that as far as he's concerned, his father will turn in his grave if he goes to engage with leaders of the political party, which is an offshoot of the PNDC that brutally murdered or killed his father. That's the point. That's what happened. So he hesitated to do the first meeting. We don't know yet whether he did other meetings or not, but he hesitated to do the first meeting with the NDC because he was saying that he's not sure about how his father will feel in his grave if he's engaging with them. Okay, let's move on to 2012. President Mahama won the election. I don't know whether he engaged with President Mahama. And then in 2020, Reverend Kusi Boateng again told the NPP people that Akufo-Addo was going to win comfortably, but Parliament was going to be a kind of a tie. He said that as well. Okay, now the new problem is that last year, at the end of the year, Reverend Kusi Boateng is predicting that the New Patriotic Party will win the 2024 elections, but there may be some violence after the victory. And he's reported to have said further that for NDC to win election, there are some things that have to be done, else they will not win 24, they will not win 28, and they will not win for a while. He's reported to have said this. Some members of the NDC in Ashanti region and other places did not take it kindly to it, and they were very angry with him. So it may appear that some of this may be political vendetta, but we don't know whether it is or not. But that's Reverend Kusi Boateng's history of predicting elections.
But then, the election is on the 7th. On the 8th, the result will not come. Everybody shall be jittery. The result will come on the 9th. Some people will try to cause mayhem so that people shall die. And interestingly, they will call people on the street. And the first day, only 1,000 people will show up. The second day, no one will show up. And there shall be peace. And the result is obvious. The things are difficult. I know that there are 2 people coming. But the Lord has told me that by the 9th of December, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia shall be crowned the President of Ghana.